Alright, let's do this. Hello. I've got the camera set up this way because I'm expecting to have a kitty at some point. But anyway, for now, I didn't want to do a reading on Ghislaine Maxwell, but that's what we're gonna do. Most people are avoiding her first name, I've noticed, because they're not quite sure how to pronounce it. Is it Ghislaine? Is it Ghislaine? Well, it's a French name. She was born in France. Her father was a publishing magnate, very, very well off. Obviously, his name was Maxwell. But she has a French name, Ghislaine Noël Maxwell. And she is accused of having very much been the pimp for Jeffrey Epstein. And when I was cutting the cards, literally, I just cut the cards. I got the card of lovers and the card of lies. There you go. All right. Ghislaine, what's going to happen with her? She is accused of some nasty stuff. And it's hard for a lot of people to wrap their heads around just because we tend to think of men being sexual predators of underage girls. Ghislaine is the youngest of 9 children, and people say that she was her father's favorite. He even named one of his yachts after her. But I'm having some trouble with the idea of her having had a perfect childhood, considering what she's done as an adult. So, generally, it's going to come. I think my experience of the world my guess would be it would come down to one of 2 things that allowed her or caused her to do these things. One, she was molested herself, and it's a deep-seated anger and twisted revenge kind of thing. Or 2, logically I'm leaning more toward this, is she's spoiled. She's just horrendously spoiled, because what they discovered is, through all the kinds of psychological testing, there's something called the Monopoly test, where you give someone an advantage and then you have them play against someone who doesn't have an advantage. You give them an advantage to start, and as the game goes on, and the person who was given an advantage at the beginning does far better than the other person, obviously. But as they do, they've done these studies, and what happens is the person who's winning, even though they both know he was given an unfair advantage, he gloats. And he or she, it doesn't matter the gender, they gloat as they win. And there's this, they have a lot, they can have what they want, they feel superior, they feel like they can do anything that, I'm sure you've seen people like that, or see what it is and what's going to happen to her, because she is a nasty piece of work. Nasty piece of work. She found a lot of these girls, she groomed them, she explained very specific, explicit things. I will not go into details, but she explained very explicit things that these underage girls should do for her former boyfriend. A lot of this, as we know, rape isn't about sex, it's about power. And money is absolutely about power. And because Ghislaine did everything for Epstein, at one point he bought her a $5 million condo within a few blocks of his huge mansion, and she sold it years later for $15 million. So there's a lot of money involved in this, a lot of power, and quite a few things that could be psychiatric diagnoses in the past. The British socialite, and also her, oh no, this is also her going hobnobbing with the rich and famous, getting underage girls for Epstein, and apparently herself sometimes, but also getting rich and powerful men involved, which is, it feels like, and I think they're going to find out that that's a lot of how Epstein made his money. There was forms of blackmail, forms of, maybe not straightforward, but we're in this together. I get caught, you get caught. Center of the reading. Yeah, it's a page. So, young person and symbol of, yeah, base of the reading. This is just taking advantage. I mean, if there was any question, was she guilty? Was she really a part of it? All these accusations, for what it is worth. The cards are saying absolutely she was part of it. She was guilty. Can't take this into a court of law. This is what I'm getting. Above it. Ooh. And that's their ace. That's Trump. And if everything Trump was doing came out, he could lose everything. That's hanging above. Very interesting. That's very interesting. Near future. 1 and 2. Investigators looking at the money. Where did the money go? Where did the money come from? Also, the practicality. Pentacles are earth signs, and they're very practical. It's how to make things work in the physical world. And investigators looking at how everything was exchanged, how it all worked. So they're working their way through. I believe they seized all kind of stuff from Jeffrey Epstein's house. Is it 77 million his townhouse is? It's like the most expensive residence in New York City is what I heard. I don't know if that's true, but that's what I heard. Okay, home environment. Oh, he's so full of himself. That's Epstein, and he's just, oh, look what I've lost. Oh, this is, yeah, like he's entitled. Yuck, that's disgusting. Hopes and fears. They're both hoping they can get Epstein, both Maxwell and Epstein, they're both hoping that they can get Epstein out of jail. So he's more free to make connections that will allow things to continue as they were. And this is the card of things continuing as they were. Symbolic, yeah. What do other people see? Literally what jumped to my mind was rich, B word. They rhyme. Yeah. And they're not wrong. All right, final outcome. Ho ho. Ho ho. All right. Final outcome for Ghislaine. Having trouble holding my cards here. Well, everything's dried up. All of her social contacts, all of her money with all the lawyers she's going to have to find, and Epstein's going down. Epstein is, yeah, he's not walking away from this. That's what I'm curious about. Is that a payoff? Is that the fines that she will have to pay because she is sued in civil courts? Why wouldn't she be sued in criminal courts? I wanted some clarification. What is that? What is that? What is that about? That Ace of Pentacles for the final outcome for Ghislaine Maxwell. I'm getting 2 cards here. There's some twisted stuff here. Basically, she feels like, in some ways, she feels like she was doing a service for these girls. Okay, and I'm back. I thought that would be a good kitty. I knew there would be a good kitty at some point. He's so good. Anyway, then we are reading on one of the most vile subjects there is. So what is that? What is that Ace of Pentacles about? Well, she's going to lose her money. Expensive lawyers, social outcast. What goes? This is karma. She's got some nasty karma coming her way. And this feels like multiple court cases. This is not only criminal, this is civil. And she's already had to settle for millions in I know, at least one civil trial. So is she going to go to jail? Her being out in the cold, Epstein going away, her losing her money, her losing everything. As she should. If she is guilty as charged, and boy does it look that way. So is she going to jail? 2 there, 1 there. Is Ghislaine going? Ghislaine Maxwell, is she going to jail? Whoops. Well, I can tell you right now, this feels like a lot of names coming out. And her legal fight is going to be drowned out amongst all of these other legal fights. Whew, big names. And it really does feel like they're all, whoops, sorry, it really feels like they're all men. All right, what do I get 2 here? Oh. They're going to lie their rear ends off. Just kind of trying to throw the other one under the bus, her and Epstein, which is not going to work. This is legal shenanigans and garbage going on for a long time. What I'm getting is court, 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 and more court. But conviction, jumpsuits, or prison garb for Ghislaine Maxwell. Oh, that jumped out. Lover's card. And she's going to be hated. She's absolutely, it feels like she's, wherever she is, she's hated. Feels like jail, but let's see, prison. Let's see, is Ghislaine, I've got lots of court cases, but is she going to prison? That feels like prison. That's the government. She's done. She's done. She's not going to get away with this. Nope. Nope. She's toast. And she's a citizen of the UK, but nope. She certainly can't go. The UK would throw the book at her as well. But no. She's done. And if she's found guilty, she is, yeah, it's karma time. Karma time. Do. Hello, kitty. Oh, he's done with this. He's done with this. Oh, enough with this horrible stuff. Karma, lovely karma. All right, this is what's coming to her. All right, but thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And thank you so much to my patrons. This channel would not exist without you. It means a lot. All right, but thank you so much for watching, and hang in there, okay?